urging, because the world has certainly changed. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you. Representative Wilson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank each of you for being here today and your service on behalf of the people of the United States. General Cotton, in your testimony, you state that the critical need to modernize our stockpile infrastructure and a robust science and technology base for our strategic deterrence force. I'm grateful to represent the Savannah River site, where they are working around the clock to bring plutonium production facility into operation as soon as possible. They are also working to replace a 1950s era building at the Savannah River Tritium Enterprise. As the only member of Congress who's ever worked at the Savannah River site, I know personally of how dedicated the personnel are for the people of America. With this, with delaying the modernization put our security at risk, and we are really grateful that plutonium pit production, which is so crucial, is actually a two-site solution with Los Alamos and Savannah River. So what is the status of maintaining our capabilities?
Representative, thank you so much. And I've had the opportunity of actually visiting Savannah River twice in my recent job and in my former job. You're absolutely right. The men and women that are there are incredible Americans and dedicated patriots. To your point, I think when we think about the products and components that are going to be required from NNSA, I want to keep the throttle pressed. And ensuring that we get pit productions in the numbers we want. I also think that we also need to pay attention to the other rare earth materials that are warranted and needed, not only tritium, but also lithium and other components that might be something that's that can hold them back, if you will, as far as NNSA and their production. And then finally, I think industrial base and making sure that the brick and mortar, as you know, the things that are actually being produced and built there, the facility itself across the enterprise for NNSA to ensure that they can accomplish all of that to get the buildings built in order to get the production done. Over.
And General, thank you so much. You're always welcome back to the Savannah River site anytime. And please let me know when you're there, because I'd like to be with you. Thank you for your service. And Secretary Plum, you stated in your testimony that Iran continues to expand their nuclear activities. Additionally, you also state that at this time, quote, we believe Iran is not currently pursuing nuclear weapons. Secretary Plum, I just, that's amazing to me, because the regime in Tehran is pursuing an effort of increasing their stockpile of highly enriched uranium. The regime in Tehran is continuing to develop ICBMs, which can only be used with the intent of striking the United States. And they make it clear as they chant, death to Israel, death to America. And so it's just really appalling to me that we're in a war we didn't choose, and that is a war with dictators with rule of gun invading democracies with rule of law. And we know that and it began February 22, 2022, with war criminal Putin invading Ukraine. And then October 7th, the puppet Hamas of Iran invaded Israel with mass murder. The dots are so easy to connect between the axis of evil. And Iran is, we know, providing drones and missiles to Putin to murder Ukrainians. In return, their collaboration, I just can't imagine, would not include nuclear and missile development. A nuclear bomb would destabilize the Middle East with a vaporization of Israel as Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and our Persian Gulf allies are threatened. How close is the regime in Tehran to a nuclear weapon?
Thank you, sir. I don't have a specific time frame for your exact question, but I'll just say my testimony is based on intelligence assessment, which is you can enrich uranium without pursuing a nuclear weapon. Obviously, you need enriched uranium to build a nuclear weapon, so I take your point. As far as how close it is, I don't, perhaps General Cotton has a kind of an intel-informed assessment. I don't have it off the top of my head.
My time is up, but hey, we're dealing with Iran. They have enough energy capability, oil and gas. They don't need to have a enriched uranium. There's only one purpose for them to have enriched uranium, and that's to develop a nuclear weapon to attack the United States. I yield back.
Representative Carbajal is next on the list.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.